Like all places industrial in the United Kingdom, Birmingham had its fair share of trams during the Industrial Revolution. The network of trams grew exponentially to serve the quickly growing industrial areas of the city. But then, like all major cities that we've covered, the city, mainly on economics grounds, decided to get rid of the tram network entirely, as motor buses were the easier and cheaper option for transportation in the city, with the last tram running in 1953. While there was always some ideas for transit in and around Birmingham, during the 60s and 70s, the predominant nature of car culture during the period killed off proposals, and Brits, now much like the Americans, enjoyed the freedoms of owning a car and being able to go where you wished. Though it wouldn't last long, as the nature of transit in the region and looming issues of congestion throughout the region led to the creation of serious plans in the 80s. In 1984, groups associated proposed a new system for the Midlands region, but it faced backlash and failed to garner support. But just 4 years later, new proposals were forwarded, which were soon greenlit by Parliament. These proposals aimed for a network that would have been made up of 3 lines: Line 1 between Birmingham and Wolverhampton, Line 2 running to Chelmsley Wood, and then to Birmingham Airport, and Line 3 to Dudley, though Line 1 was the only one to ever reach construction and completion. The contract to build and operate Line 1 was awarded to the Tram consortium of companies, similarly to how trams were built in Nottingham, and the estimated cost of the project at the time was £145 million, with funding coming from the government, local authorities, Tram and the European Development Fund, and construction began in 1995. Opening 10 months behind schedule in 1999, with 16 Alessandro Breda T69s to operate the route, similar to those that were operated on Metrolink in Manchester until they were fully withdrawn in 2014. Then, in the mid-2000s, plans to extend Line 1 further into the city centre of Birmingham were put forward, which would see the line extended to Birmingham Library and possibly to Five Ways. These plans sat dormant for a time, but then eventually in 2012 were greenlit by the government, and construction of the extension followed soon after, with the first section to Grand Central, adjacent to New Street Station, opening in 2016, then the continuation from Grand Central to Cemetery Square, opening in 2019, and the final section of the extension to Five Ways and beyond is still under construction and is planned to open in early 2022. On the other end of the line in Wolverhampton, as part of the renovation of Wolverhampton train station, the tramways are being extended to the train station to allow for better integration of the national and regional passenger services. A feature of the planned upgrades in the so-called Line 2 of the network will see the Metro link up with the new Curzon Street HS2 station to provide better links throughout the different modes of transport, with funding already being provided by the government to construct this new link. And then from Curzon Street, this line is planned to continue on further southeast to a terminus at Adderley Street. Though the main feature of Line 2 is going to be the creation of a new metro link to Stourbridge that will split off from Line 1 at Wednesbury Great Western Street and run on the disused trackbed of the South Staffordshire line. This originally was planned to be a metro-only piece of infrastructure, but Network Rail now want to reintroduce the line for freight services in the area, and therefore the proposals have been altered to introduce tram trains like those found in Sheffield to run along the alignment and provide services along the corridor. With a mean average of 5.2 passenger journeys per year, the system is outcompeted by both NET in Nottingham and Metrolink in Manchester, though the new plans to dramatically increase the size and scope of the network shows promise and hope for the future of the network. Though for a system that has continually failed to attract what was expected of it, are the people of Birmingham really that interested in trams at all? Or will this be the Phase 2 explosion of usage that we saw in Manchester? Only time will tell. Thanks for watching and have a great day.